Are you depressed? Do you want to be depressed? Well, I certainly don't, but that doesn't stop me from listening to songs that make you press your back against the wall and slowly slide down. Here are some songs that do exactly this to me.
Still right here.
Hurt by 9 Inch Nails. At the end of Downward Spiral, which is not really an album but rather an eclectic mess of pages from a mental breakdown diary, comes a moment of solitary peace. But after all the strain from previous songs, this just feels exhausting and excruciating. It's a song about surrendering, mainly in front of yourself. You wasted every opportunity. Every piece of time you had, every effort you made is meaningless now, because it is simply too late. And the scale of the mistakes and wrongdoings is so big that the only way to fix anything would be to start from scratch again. But there is no way that this can happen, so the only thing left is to sit there emotionlessly, in complete defeat and an overwhelming sense of emptiness.
If I could start again, a million miles away, I would keep myself.
There's laughter from below. It's 1 a.m.
So you want to be a superhero by Carissa's Weird. Depression is a feeling of complete detachment from reality that you have no control over. It's like there is nothing really existing beside you. The most precious thing a person can have is probably time, and yet every day you go to sleep at 5 p.m. You just lie there staring at the room. Then you see the sunrise and realize you were just staring at the wall and your pillow for the past 8 hours. You kind of want to sleep, but really you can't. You're not tired because how can you be tired if you spend the whole day doing absolutely nothing? You want this day to be over, but not because you want tomorrow to come. You just want this day to end and can't quite tell why. In the end, all those days, you can't even recall how many they were, are erased from your life and memory completely. This waste of time is just cruel if you really think about it afterwards. Honestly, I hope you would never relate to this song. That's it.
My dreams are full of what's not real. I'll fly away and save the world. I'll make you proud someday. I just won't be around to see your face. My life is full of what's not here.
Where is your light? Am I home? I will hold to my chest. Where the wind can exist, I will try not to keep.
The place where he inserted the blade by Black Country New Road. Do you watch cooking videos on YouTube? Maybe you enjoy spending time in the kitchen? Well, good for you, but I'm not sure that this is true for Isaac Wood from Black Country New Road. Because every time he tries to prepare lunch, he ends up dreaming about the person to the point of being completely lost in the process and burning the whole house as a result. And it happens basically every day, only for him to be told in the end that it never happened at all. And this is certainly not what you expect to hear after completely devoting yourself to this person despite the fear and experience. It all slowly piles up to a point where you can't even follow a cooking tutorial alone in the kitchen. You try to do everything for this relationship, but in the end, every your hobby or joy in your life becomes completely dependent on the presence of that person. You are scared, tired, and just unable to do anything on your own, really.
Well, I tried just to stroke your dreams better, but darling, I see that you're not really sleeping. And I know you're tired. Well, I'm tired.
Forest Fire by Mount Erie. You knew this album was coming, right? One of the most devastating and shocking pieces of music out there, for sure. Many people restrain themselves from listening to this, and I understand why. The album depicts Phil Elverum's struggles during the first few months after his wife died from cancer. He meticulously covers every detail, every little feeling and moment he spent there, so the picture becomes painfully real. And as real and as ordinary the simple things in his life are, so is the death of a person. The rocks, the flowers, Canada geese, a toothbrush, clothing, a fan blowing, an open window, a forest fire, a helicopter. All the things happen without us noticing, but how can we not notice the death of someone? And to nature, there is no difference. And suddenly, with every track, with every routine task, in every moment of his life, he is stunned and reminded of such a terrible thing that immediately becomes an overwhelming presence. And it's not an album about coping with death. It is not an album about accepting that death is real, because you can't accept it, it's already happened, without your participation. So now you just have to learn how to live, I guess. And such a strong feeling of frustration that brings Phil into conflict with nature, which for his whole life was his main muse and companion. But now it has crossed the line, Hearing "I reject nature, I disagree" from a man who sung about nature his whole life is simply painful.
There is no end, but when I'm kneeling in the heat, throwing out your underwear, the devastation is not natural or good. You do belong here. I reject nature. I disagree. In the hazy light of forest fire smoke, I looked across at the refineries and thought that the world...
I wish I'd said I love you.
A Way Out by Peter Hamill. The studio recording of this, honestly really bad, but in live performances the song shines. It contains many ways to incorporate the word out into English phrasing, but obviously this is not about the wordplay. It's a song written in the same year a family member of Peter Hamill died by suicide. The lyrics are full of confusion and incomprehension. There is no going back, because you can't undo simply things like this. There is no trying to understand how it happened either, because now it's just absolutely useless. Obviously, the miscommunication was much bigger than anyone had ever imagined, and after the person is gone, there is nothing left to say. I wish I'd said I love you. It's not a confession, nor a plea. It's just pain, left hanging motionlessly in the air.
Hope for freedom, outlet from my cold solitary kingdom.
Katie Song by the Red House Painters. There is something sacred about Mark Kozlik's songs. It's like I'm being entrusted with something incredibly special to someone. Like it's a fading memory of a life that I've never lived, but at the same time a life that feels extremely familiar to me. Katie's song is obviously about Katie, who now lives in London. The narrator really wanted her to be here right now, but for some reason she didn't show up. So now he just has time to wander with his own thoughts and grief. In this exact moment, his whole life narrows down to the absence of someone in it. But it turns to be rightfully so, as he accepts that he's just not worthy enough. But ultimately, it frees his conscience, because this loss and grief feels like a natural progression of things. And so, the narrator surrenders to the lingering vocal chant and tries to bring us all closer together in some kind of religious, purifying mass.
so long for the words to be true. Always just breaking.
Pictures of You by The Cure. There are many songs from Disintegration suitable for this list, honestly, but I chose this one. It has such vivid depiction of memories and what it feels like to be attached to them. The image of that person is so clear and pure in your head, but after all the moments you've spent together, the pictures are all that is left. Obviously, the song is about regretting the inability to find the right words at the right time, but it is also about reminding yourself that the idea you hold of someone is not really what the person is anymore. Sometimes you completely lose touch with what the person has turned into. You just want to hold on to who they were. Such a poetic and beautiful depiction of seemingly ordinary moments, but in your mind they are completely magical. And the emotion is so strong that the only thing you wish for is for the opposite to never happen.
There was nothing in the world that I ever wanted more than to never feel a break in the bone. My pictures of you.
It's no different when you're leaving home.
Looking Down from the Bridge by Mazzy Star. This is a song about loneliness in its purest form, about how slow and detached everything becomes around you. You know that maybe people are not that far away, but at this exact moment, on the bridge in the dead of night, it certainly feels like they are. It's not like you chose to be on that bridge completely on your own, but if it happened, you might as well spend this time solemnly and gracefully. If the words say, "I'm still waiting for you," the music hinders that the only way that this waiting can end is by leaving the place on your own, because obviously no one else is coming. But this place is coming and beautiful, so you might as well stay for now.
This isn't how it should be. I let
I Don't Want It by Ween. Such a simple song, but that is probably why it hurts even more. There are two short verses and that's it. There is nothing to dig into. It's so easy to understand, but only in hindsight. It carries such a profound and beautiful message, and yet it is not obvious. Because if it were obvious, the song probably wouldn't need to be recorded. The thing about grief is that it often has good memories attached to it. So what can I say? Please hold on to them. Don't forget how to learn.